Hey, what's going on, guys? I just wanted to do this quick video because I've seen actually a lot of videos on YouTube about, the best budget shotgun for home defense or whatever. Um, Honestly, in my opinion, the best shotgun you can have is the one that goes bang every time. And that goes with anything else, any other rifle, handguns, whatever. As long as it works like it's supposed to reliably, you know, it's perfect. Just because you don't have the budget to get a nicer shotgun doesn't mean that you're putting yourself out on a limb or anything like that. Um, for one, I don't have all the money in the world, and what I do get for myself, I do believe that it'll work for what it's worth, And I have a good amount of shotguns, from home defense to bird guns, and for the longest time, all I had was one shotgun. And that one, even still, that was a private sale. I bought it from a little old lady that I met for $200. But sometimes, in certain circumstances, you can find good deals like that. This is the one. This is a Remington 870. It's clear. I'll notice so many weirdos who are make fun of people like that. Anyway, so this is a Remington 870 Express Magnum. I bought this for $200 from an older woman. Her husband bought it for the business that they owned, and he ended up passing away. She was deathly afraid of firearms. And when I was doing granite countertops at the time, I was in there, and she asked me if I knew anything about guns. Then she showed me the gun, told me it had never been fired or anything like that, and I did my own inspection as far as I could without disassembling the whole firearm in her house. But this gun was so new that it has a trigger lock right here. So you just stick the key in there and you turn it and it locks the trigger. And the keys were actually still zip tied to the trigger guard. So that told me a lot that, it had just been sitting there. But I mean, for $200 for 18.5-inch barrel with the magazine tube extender on it already, ready to go, it was a good deal, and I was helping her out too. But on that note, sometimes you have a buddy and he runs short on cash, and if you're able to help him out, that's great. But as my friend, he doesn't like to owe anybody money out the gate. So what he did was basically sold me his Remington 870. Now this isn't an Express or an Express Magnum like the other one is. This is just a Remington 870. But he actually got this one quite a few years back, and he got it just like this. He has the magazine tube extender. He's got the Black Hawk foregrip and the rear stock with the pistol grip. And he's had this thing for a long time, and he came on hard times and asked me if I'd be interested. So I picked this up from him for $200 so I can help him out as well. And so, sometimes you get lucky like I did, and you find these cheap shotguns, you know, just word of mouth. But that's just an example of what you can find and how you can find it. Now, I'm always looking in pawn shops because you never know what you're going to find in a pawn shop. You know, you watch these videos on YouTube, everybody talks about budget shotguns for under $200. And the first thing they always show is a Maverick 88. Now, this is my long barrel pump. This is a Maverick 88. You know, brand new. You can get them roughly around $200, depending on where you're at, where you get them. I've seen them on sale for, you know, $165 and all the way up to $250. So even still, for around $200, you can get you a Maverick 88 in any style or form that they come in, short barrel, long barrel. But this one I picked up at the pawn shop because I never had a 28-inch bird gun. And this year I got into duck hunting a lot more than I did last year. And like I said, last year I only had one shotgun, and that was my home defense gun. And this one, I just so happened to pick it up for $130 with taxes and everything. And it comes with the AccuChoke already in it. It had a little bit of surface rust, but that really doesn't bother me none. A lot of times with surface rust like that, all you got to do is just take a little bit of gun oil to it, and it'll clean it up real quick. But I mean, for $100 for an entry-level bird gun, well, I mean, if you're lucky, you know, even a home defense gun, you know, you just got to look around and you never know what you're going to find. Like I said, this is the Maverick 88. I got it for $130. And it's just one of those deals that, you know, when you don't have the money to buy a $400 or $500 shotgun to go bird hunting with, you know, even if you don't have the $200 right out the gate to go to, you know, one of these big box stores, Cabela's or Sportsman's Warehouse or wherever, Bass Pro, wherever you go, you know, look at your pawn shops. You never know what you're going to find. And, you know, on that note, I go to the same pawn shop on a regular basis, and I know all the people there, so they give me good deals, well, as much of a deal as they can. And that's how I ended up with this one. But that also is how I ended up with this one. Now, this is a Mossberg 9200. It's a semi-auto. And this actual model of shotgun is discontinued from Mossberg. This is pre-935 shotgun, which is also a semi-auto. Now, just like the Mossberg 500, the safety is up on top, as opposed to the Maverick 88, where your safety is in your trigger guard. But I went to the same pawn shop and I picked this one up for $250 after taxes and out the door. So, I mean, for a semi-auto 12 gauge 28-inch barrel with a choke already installed, I don't care who you are, where you're at, you know, what brand it is, how crappy of a company it is, you're never going to find a semi-auto for that cheap. At least in my eyes, I've never found one for that cheap. And so, you know, sometimes you just got to be patient, look around, and you'll never know what you're going to find. I'm not saying that the Maverick 88 isn't or is a bad gun, but it sucks to be, half a second slower, just for the basic fact that you're running a pump and not a semi-auto. And then with a pump shotgun, you have human errors when you're shooting. Now, with the semi-auto, all you have is mechanical errors. So, it's kind of a give and take kind of deal. But, and when you're looking for budget shotguns, you never know what you're going to find. And you can go brand new and find some, $200, $250, But I'm just saying, look around. Look at your pawn shops. You never know what you're going to find. Pawn shops come across, thousands of guns a year from people who, want to get rid of a gun and can't exactly get what they want for through private sale, or they take the gun and use it as a trade-in for something else. You just never know what you're going to find. And with that, you'll never know what kind of condition you'll find your gun in through a private sale. Like this 9200, and it has the wood stock as opposed to the synthetic stocks of my other ones. And actually, it's in great condition. I have a lot of mud covered all over this thing, and that's my fault because when I went duck hunting, it kind of rained the night before and got a little muddy. But $250 for semi-auto from a pawn shop. $130 for a pump action from a pawn shop. Granted, it's basically half off. So, like I said, if you don't have the money to spend flat out, or even, when you go to these big box stores, they have deals where you have to do 25% down for a layaway. Well, which is fine and dandy for a Maverick 88. You figure, 25%, we'll call it $200. Okay? That's $50. Okay? And that's saying that they let you do 25% down. They might want a little bit more. Now you can go to a pawn shop and they will do 25% down, or they may even do just a little bit less. It kind of just depends on where you're at and who you're dealing with. Just like the other day, I went back to the same pawn shop and I found an AR that was basically brand new, but since somebody else had put it on their layaway and canceled it, they have to sell it as a used gun. So instead of paying, $600 for taxes and everything for the gun, I got a deal at $450 after taxes. And since I know the guy who works there, he let me do $100 down, as opposed to doing the exact amount of 25% down. And that's just one of those little stipulations that comes with dealing in a situation like that. You go to the same place day after day, and you get to know the guys, and you talk with them for a while, and you make them your buddies, and you just might get the deal of a lifetime on certain handguns, or shotguns, or rifles, whatever may come across. Not only that, they will give you a call and let you know what cool guns come in the store to see if you want dibs first. But like I said, budget shotguns, stay within your budget. Just because you want a Remington Versamax, or a Mossberg 935 or 950, doesn't mean that you have to spend the money on it. Don't break the bank looking for a shotgun just so you can keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. You know, I have friends that, you know, if they want something, they go out, spend $1,000 on a gun or a bow or whatever. You know, they can do that. Personally, I cannot, and so I have to take things with a more conservative approach. And this is why I buy, you know, certain guns like this. Like I said, pawn shop, you never know what you're going to find. You can find some great deals there. But when you're looking for your shotguns, you know, just keep your ears open. You never know what you're going to find. And, you know, if you have the ability to take advantage of a situation, by all means do it. But a budget shotgun should be within your budget and nothing to where it'll break the bank or your wife will leave you because you spent your rent money or, you know, something ridiculous like that. You know, stay within your budget. You know, if you can save a couple dollars, by all means do it. And that's pretty much what my take is on that whole situation. You can find some nice shotguns, you know, whether they be a Benelli or, you know, a Remington semi-auto shotgun or home defense gun or, you know, whatever the case may be, for cheaper than what they go retail. Unless you're one of those guys that, oh no, I have to have brand new stuff. I cannot have anything used. You know, to each their own. If you got to have it brand new, that's on you. You know, but that's a word of advice from your average Joe. Stay within your budget. Take your look around, and you know, don't be so picky about life. Sometimes it's nice to have a little hand-me-down. At least you know it's been worn in, and you can trust that it'll work properly. So, but if you like this video, push the like button. Let me know. Send me some comments. Just let me know what you guys think. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. There's a lot more videos been coming up. I just moved into this new place and it's been taking me a while to get everything situated. I actually still haven't gotten my office situated, but it will be in due time. So hang out with me and see what more adventures we can get onto this year.